Hello, hello, my friends. The haul weekend seems to continue. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you some new candles I have from SLATKIN & Co. And the reason why I'm saying SLATKIN & Co. is because I have some new Scentworx candles that were sent to me in PR. And then I have 4 Homeworx candles that I have recently purchased within the last couple of weeks. And so I thought that I would go ahead and do a little bit of a combined haul. So if you like this video, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you like candle content, I do a lot of hauls, dedicated reviews, empties, lots of candle content in between that. So if you feel like you vibe with me, feel free to hit that subscribe button. But let's go ahead and talk about some of these new fragrances because I've got some thoughts. I've got some kind of surprising thoughts about them. As always, all of the candles that I'm talking about today will be listed and linked in the description box down below with some timestamps. So that way you can always refer back if you are curious and you say, where was that or what one was that? You can always go back and see what I was talking about. So the first 5 candles that I want to talk about, like I said, were sent to me from SLATKIN & Co. These are from their kind of revamped line of Scentworx. Scentworx is a brand that actually used to be in a lot of Kohl's stores. You might find them in some discount retailers now, and they are now actually available on the SLATKIN & Co. website. So honestly, now they're being sold at Walmart. It's part of the SLATKIN & Co. brand, like their affiliation with Walmart. They're also sold on the website, like I said. But truthfully, you guys, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not snobbish. I'm not anything, but truthfully, I don't really shop for candles at Walmart. So when I heard this, I was kind of like, oh, okay, like that's interesting. But you know, they were kind enough to say, hey, we'd like for you to try these out as an ambassador. And so I did go ahead, and they actually allowed us to choose what fragrances, which I really, really appreciate them doing. And so these were the ones that intrigued me. So the first candle I want to talk about is Lemon Blueberry Muffin. So I am just going to tell you right now, I don't love the lids. I feel like truthfully, you guys, I'm going to be honest with you. The packaging on this, it looks like something that I would find at Walmart. Just being honest, there's nothing unique about it. There's nothing luxe. There's nothing high end. I do believe that these candles sell for $15 at Walmart. And on the SLATKIN & Co. website, I think they're $17.99. But you guys know they're always running sales over there. So this is 14.5 ounces of wax. So it's about the same, I would say like the same amount of wax that you would be getting at like Bath & Body Works, Goose Creek, in like their standard 3 wicks. They are a 3-wick format that we have going on here. So the fragrance notes on Lemon Blueberry Muffin, which I do appreciate that they still have the fragrance notes on the bottom of these candles, are fresh baked muffin, lemon zest, ripe blueberry, and sugared glaze. And I'm going to tell you guys, on cold sniff, I actually like this a lot. I get blueberry. I get some of that sweet lemon glaze in here. A little bit like artificial blueberry. Is it the same type of blueberry scent that I get in, say, Farm Stand blueberry or blueberry cheesecake in the Homeworx line? No, that is definitely a more, it's not as artificial. I feel like the blueberry in here leans a little bit more artificial. But it's nice. Like, I do get a little bit of a muffin note to it. It's a nice gourmand fragrance. I'm going to be honest with you. I was actually surprised by how much I like this fragrance. And then the next candle that I decided to have sent to me is Pineapple Passion. I figured this would be a good one for the summertime. If you've caught any of my videos recently, you guys know I have a ton of like spring scent I'm fully stocked on spring scent. So my mindset almost has to start shifting towards summertime. So I thought, okay, Pineapple Passion, this would be a good one. Fragrance notes on Pineapple Passion are pink pineapple, mango, coconut, and white rum. And I'm going to say, this is your standard like tropical fruity drink type of fragrance. I get the pineapple in there. I don't really get any booziness from a white rum, although a white rum would not be as heavy as the dark rum. I get a hint of mango in there. Mango is always a hit or miss fragrance note for me because sometimes it can come across a little cat urine-ish. But yeah, I like this. I actually think that I tend to like to pair fragrances like this with coconut type of scents. And I could definitely see myself doing that. So this is Pineapple Passion. And then another fragrance, which is a little bit out of my wheelhouse for something that I would typically burn this time of year, but I was intrigued. This is S'mores. You guys know I love a good gourmand fragrance. Fragrance notes on S'mores are warm milk chocolate, marshmallow vanilla cream, and brown sugar. And I like it. In some ways, though, you know what it kind of reminds me of? The chocolate kind of reminds me of like Tootsie Roll chocolate. It's not milk chocolate like I'm getting in Kringle's. If you caught the Easter preview video the other day, their chocolate eggs fragrance is like a good, authentic milk chocolate scent. This definitely smells like artificial chocolate. Kind of smells like a Tootsie Roll, to be honest with you. But I'll burn it. I feel like this would pair nicely with maybe like a vanilla scent, or if you have anything that might have more of like a graham cracker accord in it. You know, Harry used to have in the Homeworx lineup, he had like a graham cracker fragrance, which I wasn't crazy about, but I don't really detect a lot of graham cracker in here. But if you had that one in your collection, mixing this with like a marshmallow fragrance, maybe like Bath and Body Works, what is it? Their vanilla bean, that would be a great combo. But it's okay. I'm gonna say that this one is probably my least favorite out of all of them, but still a nice fragrance. And then Juicy Watermelon. So this is, I love a watermelon fragrance in the summertime. We have fragrance notes of ripe watermelon, strawberry, water fruits, and sugar crystals on here. And yeah, this is watermelon. It's a watermelon fragrance. Again, not as complex in nature as I feel like the Homeworx. They have their farm stand watermelon. I feel like that has a little bit more authenticity to it. This smells more like artificial, kind of Jolly Rancher watermelon, which I'm not mad at. I do like a good Jolly Rancher watermelon. But yeah, artificial watermelon. It's nice. Anything to write home about? Anything groundbreaking? No, it's not. And then the last fragrance that I picked up is Sugar Cookie. Fragrance notes on Sugar Cookie are vanilla bean, buttercream, spun sugar, and sugar crystals. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys, this one is probably my favorite. I would say the lemon blueberry muffin is probably a close second. This one's really nice. Does it smell like a sugar cookie to me? Not really. It's not really much of a cookie scent. I get kind of that like spice cinnamon mixture in here, and the spice cinnamon mixture that I'm smelling in here actually reminds me a little bit of what I get in the Homeworx hot cider donut. Very similar. I'm going to say if you love hot cider donut, it doesn't have the fried dough accord, nothing like that, but if you like the spice accord that they use in hot cider donut, you might want to check out this one. Because that's what I'm getting. I'm getting like, yeah, that spun sugar. I'm getting the spices in here. The more I stick my nose in it, the more I do start to get a little bit more of that like cookie note in here. But this one is my favorite of all of these Scentworx candles that I asked for. So again, really, and I like, you know, the cute little picture here. So I think you may have noticed a theme when I was kind of just giving you an assessment of these candles. Basically, what I would say about these fragrances that I have before me is that I feel like they are, they don't smell too artificially cheap. Like sometimes I've walked into like when I've been in Walmart, which truthfully, just being honest, if I shop at Walmart, I do the like online pickup thing. I really don't like going in store. I don't like going in a lot of stores other than Costco. That's pretty much the only store I really actually enjoy going into. But for me, I feel like these fragrances, they don't smell as, I'm trying to use my words carefully. They don't smell like what I think a Walmart candle would smell like. So that's a plus. I would say that I feel like in terms of the fragrance complexity, they're very much in the same vein as like what I would get from a lot of like your standard run of the mill Bath and Body Works or Goose Creek even, you know, with some of their fragrances. And I know both of those companies have in years past, there are a few fragrances where they've tried to get a little bit more complex or more conceptual, but these are nowhere in line with like some of the other fragrance blends from other candle brands that I burn from, say, Caramel Sundays or Kringle. And truthfully, they're not even as beautifully complex as Harry's Homeworx line. Homeworx is still going to be the line that I would gravitate towards just because, again, I feel like those have a little bit more depth, a little bit more unique features to the fragrance blend, whereas these just kind of feel like they're a little bit more like crowd pleasing type of candles, which there's a market for all of that, right? I mean, every brand should do that. That's probably a really smart business strategy to have a more affordable option for people. But if the more affordable option is probably going to be like their safe bet type of fragrances. So those are my thoughts on those candles. And I will make sure that I get you guys some post-burn reviews on these fragrances. You guys know I talked about it, I think, in my Caramel Sundays video that I have a lot of fragrances that I am having to get some post-burn reviews on pretty soon. I've kind of got some time deadlines, not by the brands. The brands haven't put those on, but more so I myself have put those on because I realize that, like, you know, there's a restock or there's a launch coming up that people, time is of the essence, I feel like, for some of those reviews. I want my reviews to be timely and informative and helpful prior to a launch or a restock. So I do know that over the next couple of weeks, I'm probably going to be a little bit more focused on Caramel Sundays and Kringle. But these candles I am kind of putting into the burn rotation. In fact, I did start burning Lemon Blueberry Muffin the other day and got pretty decent performance out of it, but I'm not really quite sure to give you full thoughts on that. Next week in my candle chat, I might be able to give you more thoughts on some of these candles. So that is it for Scentworx. Let's go ahead and talk about the 4 Homeworx candles that I recently brought into my collection. And here's the thing, you guys, you know, those of you who've been with me for a while, I am always very transparent and forward with you guys. So I am, SLATKIN & Co. asked me quite a few months ago if I would be interested in being a moderator for their Facebook group. And I asked what the details were and I agreed to do it. And just as a thank you for my participation in that, Homeworx does occasionally allow us gratis, which is different than PR. PR is when they're trying to promote a new fragrance, a new candle, a new line, like the Scentworx. That's PR. That's more like, hey, we want you to review these. We don't care what you say about them. We just want you to review them. Whereas gratis is more like they give you, like, it's almost like a gift card to say, like, here, you can buy what you want. So I personally always try to use my gratis to purchase candles that I think are new, people might have some interest in. And so I have 4 candles here to share with you my thoughts on them. So the first candle that I decided to go ahead and purchase this time around is not a new fragrance to Homeworx. I know that this has been around for quite some time, but I've never had it in my collection. This is Tiare Sunrise. We have fragrance notes of tiare flower, honeysuckle, jasmine, vanilla, and gardenia. And it's interesting, you guys, this candle I'm expecting to be strong because it has a pour date of November 21st, 2023. So this has been sitting for over a year. You guys know that I have said that Homeworx, their candles tend to cure for a really long time, or the longer that they cure, they get stronger during that time. Okay, this is a very, very sweet floral type of fragrance. It reminds me quite a bit. Last year I did a review on the candle Garden Bouquet, and I remembered saying that it reminded me a lot of Bath and Body Works Plumeria. Was it Plumeria? Yeah, their Plumeria fragrance that was around like in the 90s. I think they briefly brought it back for like some SAS sales. But yeah, this is very floral. I get gardenia in there. I even get a little bit of that honeysuckle, not a ton. Jasmine, vanilla. It's very much like a sweet tropical flower. I don't get a ton of greenness. It's very much a sweet floral, but I like it. It's a fragrance that I see myself blending with, like, again, a coconut type of fragrance, like just like a very calm coconut, I guess, or maybe a vanilla based fragrance might kind of tamp it down a little bit. But it's really nice. However, I think I remembered when I ordered this, I was like, this smells a lot like Garden Bouquet. And I think this candle and Garden Bouquet share quite a few similar fragrance notes, the gardenia and the jasmine. Yeah, and you know what's interesting too on this one? I mean, vanilla would be like a gourmand, but I know Harry has always said he's not really a fan of florals. And when he does florals, he tends to blend them with a fruit. But yeah, this is nice. But it does remind me, if you were a fan of Bath & Body Works Plumeria back in the day, not the same fragrance, but it's in that same type of fragrance family. And then another candle that I decided to purchase, which is not, again, not new, is Jasmine Rain. Now, I do love the packaging on this. I did do a dedicated review on, was it Sugared Jasmine? I think that's what it's called, from Bath and Body Works. I'm discovering, you guys, I actually like jasmine fragrances, so I thought this would be a good one to try out. We have fragrance notes here of jasmine, freesia, bergamot, and tonka. And this candle, very like calm, fresh spa vibes. It's kind of watery, I would say, almost like there's like a watery element to it. I get the bergamot in there, some jasmine. It's not overly sweet or overly like bam floral, very like a very calm type of floral. This very much reminds me of like spa like vibes, very kind of zen, without it being lavender or eucalyptus or anything. This reminds me of a fragrance that I would smell in like a very high-end luxury spa. Yeah, it's very like calm, but again, not a lavender scent. I actually like this. Freesia, I don't get a ton of freesia in here. And because freesia tends to give me a little bit of a headache, but I don't smell a ton of freesia in here. Tonka, maybe a little bit. But I do like this, and I have burned it already. I have burned, actually this one and the other two candles I've actually already burned. I haven't started burning Tiare Sunrise yet because that's more of like a summertime scent. But this is really nice, just like a nice calm fragrance. I feel like this is one that people might really enjoy. Like you come home from work or you've had a really stressful day, and this might just like give you those calm vibes. So that is Jasmine Rain. And then the other two candles that I decided to purchase are new to Homeworx. I don't think that these have ever been part of their lineup. Maybe the other one, but I know I have never seen this one before. This is Namaste Woods. Fragrance notes are Hawaiian koa wood, green cardamom, almond blossom, and sandalwood. And this, okay, this is a fragrance. I smell the cardamom in here, which you guys know, cardamom is kind of a spice note for me that is very hit or miss. Sometimes it can come across, if it's done too strong for me, I don't like it. What I smell in here, I get that sandalwood note, which I think Harry Slatkin does sandalwood very, very well. The sandalwood in here is very sophisticated. This fragrance has some elements that remind me a little bit of, I think it was the St. Bart's candle that was in the Postcards from Harry collection. Remember that collection last summer? I think all of those candles were just fantastic. They all reminded me of very like luxe, high-end vacation destinations. Again, very different than what you would get from some of like the typical, like, oh, here's our tropical beachy coconut banana, whatever, you know, they were more high end, more luxe, more conceptual. And I feel like this fragrance, that it falls into that vibe. This, again, kind of like how I was saying Jasmine Rain, I could see that being in like a really high end spa, but that smells more like what I would expect a spa to smell like. This fragrance to me smells more like a like very luxury resort, not clean linen. I get the sandalwood. What other notes are in there? Almond blossom. I get a little bit of that green cardamom in there. I mean, or like a cardamom note. I do, because the cardamom lends a little bit of warmth to it, pairing with the sandalwood. I wasn't sure really what I was going to think about this one, but I have to tell you, I burned this already. Really enjoyed it. Is it going to be backup worthy for me at this point? No, but it's definitely out of my wheelhouse, but I'm not mad at it. I do like it. It actually pairs really nicely with that Jasmine Rain scent. I could see this pairing well with quite a few other fragrances, but this is really nice. So keep your eyes peeled. I will make sure to get a dedicated review out for this one, probably within the next month. I could see myself doing that. And then the last fragrance, which I feel like this one was on QVC maybe for a little while, but it's now on the SLATKIN & Co website. This is Warm Vanilla Coconut. We have fragrance notes here of vanilla musk, coconut water, neroli blossom, and sun-kissed sandalwood. And this, I know a lot of people, sometimes they get worried about these fragrances that they're going to be too like sunscreeny or something. That's not what I'm getting here. I do get the coconut accord in here. Again, it's that more sophisticated coconut. I get some of the sandalwood, similar sandalwood note that's in the Namaste Woods, but the Namaste Woods has cardamom spice blended with it. There's none of that in here. The Neroli Blossom gives you a little bit, I would say it's not sunscreen vibes. That's not at all what I'm getting, but it does lend a little bit more of like a beachy aesthetic, I feel like, to this fragrance. What else am I smelling in there? I'm looking at this. Coconut water, vanilla musk. It is more of like a musky type of fragrance, kind of a perfumey scent. It's like a perfumey coconut type of fragrance. I like this. I like this a lot. It kind of reminds me a little bit, not spot on the mark, but it kind of reminds me, here I am saying it doesn't smell like sunscreen, but it does kind of remind me of the Vacation perfume, that brand Vacation. It kind of reminds me of that perfume. Very nice. If you are somebody who likes like a musky coconut scent, what's the one that I was thinking of at Bath and Body Works that I liked last year? Was it like Vanilla Coconut Surf? I think they've re-released it as Vanilla Coconut. I feel like this is in that same camp as Vanilla Coconut, but maybe just slightly elevated. So nice fragrance. Again, burned it once. One of the things I will say on these candles that I have burned, particularly the Namaste Woods and the Warm Vanilla Coconut, we are getting those excess carbon balls at the end here. Just trim them off, but the wicks themselves are a little bit thinner. They're not falling over, not having any issues with the wax pool, fully pulling out. So very, very nice fragrances there. So like I said, keep your eyes peeled. Probably within the next month, I'll be able to get some post-burn reviews done on these candles, but they are currently on the website. I do have a discount code with Slatkin & Co. It is Katie's Joyful Life. It should say 15%. I always think, I'm like, how much is it? Save 15% on orders over $40. And I did also want to let you guys know that I have seen that there are some Easter candles that have popped up on the website this week. I did already do a review of 7-layer carrot cake. I know it's in different packaging on the website right now, but I do already have a review for that. So if you're curious, you can always go back into my Homeworx review playlist and find it in there. But just giving you a little bit of a heads up or spoiler alert, I did order the new jelly beans candle and the Cinnabunnies. So hopefully those will be delivered to me within the next couple of weeks, and I can share some thoughts with you guys. Next week, I plan to give you guys my candle chat. If those candles arrive prior to me filming that video, I'll throw them in on that. Next week in the candle chat, I also want to share with you a couple of candles that I purchased recently from Yankee. So just trying to split up all of these hauls because there's a lot of them. But yeah, let me know in the comment box down below. Have you tried any of these new Scentworx candles? Have you wandered into your Walmart and picked them up? And what do you think? Are you guys on par with me? Do you guys think that maybe these don't smell as complex as the Homeworx brand? I would just love to hear what your thoughts are. Or are you interested in any of these new Homeworx candles that have not suddenly, but recently made an appearance on the website? I would be curious to know. So again, please hit thumbs up if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful. Consider subscribing if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.